Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man X4 for the Sony PlayStation 1. In the last episode, we faced a Colonel, and we also took on Split Mushroom. Apparently, according to his health meter, he's an Agent of Sigma, and not part of the Repliforce. So, while we're trying to deal with the Repliforce, apparently Sigma is trying to do some things behind the scenes. Matter of fact, he's responsible for this whole mess. I mean, it's pretty obvious that that's Sigma in the cutscenes. Anyway, now that we have the Soul Body, the next Maverick in the weakness chain is Cyber Peacock. Cyber Peacock has a rather interesting gimmick. There are 4 sections, and even though there are 2 areas, and Area 1 has like the first 3 sections, and in those sections, you have to get from point A to point B in the fastest amount of time. You start at rank S, and the longer you take, the lower your rank will be. If you can make it from point A to point B in one of the 3 sections with a rank S, depending on which section you did that in, you can get a heart tank, an E-tank, or an armor upgrade. This can be hard to do, especially since X4, the controls feel a lot more stiff compared to the Super Nintendo games. And because of that, I may have to go through multiple videos. No, I wouldn't say go through multiple videos, but okay. If I don't get any S ranks in this video, I'll do it in another one. Because this can be a little frustrating, and it takes a little bit of trial and error and just figuring out how to get through areas just to get those S ranks. I'm going to concentrate on beating Cyber Peacock for now. So without any further ado, let's go to Cyber Peacock's stage. He lives in cyberspace and wants to destroy the network system. I know that the Peacock is probably not the most intimidating Maverick, but he may shock us. You never know. Anyway, as soon as we go here, the race begins. Avoid the yellow balls. Avoid getting hit by the triangle things. Thankfully, you can destroy those too. Why is the game telling me to hurry up? A! Oh. I was trying to get through that as fast as I could, too. No. Get off. Yeah, this is a pain in the butt to do. Now this I got S in. That's really weird because I got an S in the practice run for the first section. I got a heart tank for that. But if you do it in the second section, you get the game other E-tank. You get the other E-tank in the game. Now if we do it in the third section, we get an armor upgrade. I'm not expecting to get this on the first try. Simply because this is the hardest part of the level here, as you can see. No, get off. And these things do take away energy, by the way. Ah! I wanted to grab the ladder! Stop hovering! A rank. I feel like I should not have gotten the hover ability before doing this part. Just because of how stiff the controls in the 4th game feel compared to the first 3. So in this area, You have the hit buttons to turn the room, or rather the whole area, upside down. And something tells me that was a bad idea and that I should not have pressed that because of the falling balls. I think that if I didn't do that, those balls wouldn't be falling there. Oh well. But I think I can hit the rest of these things just fine. And once I get this thing going down a slope, it's going to go down the slope. And that was a terrible idea. Looks like we're going to have to go back and backtrack here again just to get that thing to drop down there. And then we'll be out of here. Perfect. And sadly, you don't get any health or weapon replenishments at all here, which is kind of weird. Also, I should really go to earlier stages and look for health. I think I have the ability to exit, or maybe I don't. I forget. His potential is limitless. Bold for you to assume I'm Keith Lee. Not possible. Who are you? Why are you doing this to me? I was ordered to test your abilities. It's quite simple. What? Prepare yourself. And what do you know? Sigma on the health bar. So what you want to do is equip Soul Body, and you want to hit Cyber Peacock with your own clone. You also want to stay on the move so that way you don't get hit. And if you know what you're doing, you can hit Cyber Peacock more than once with one use of Soul Body. All you have to do is just quickly turn around if he appears behind you. And thankfully I have weapon energy. Really, I can't believe I'm doing this. I really need to get weapon energy because I'm totally going to need it. Come on. And I need to use the W tank to keep from getting hit here. And there we go. As long as you keep hitting him with Soul Body, you'll never have to deal with Cyber Peacock's attacks. Him? Her? I don't know. We got through Cyber Peacock not without problems. But at least you have the general idea from what I was doing there. Aiming laser. Move the cursor to lock onto enemies. Attacks the enemy with the aiming laser. Okay. Thank you, Self-Redundancy Department of Self-Redundancy, for that second part of the whole thing. But basically how it works is you equip aiming laser, use up and down to move the target reticle when the little aiming thing shows up, the little aiming reticle. And the little purple square, you move that with up and down on the control pad. And if anything runs into that into that target reticle rather, the little pink square, you can press square and you can shoot at it. And the aiming laser is the weakness for Storm Owl, who we're going to take on next. He left with the Space Fortress to conquer the air. I still find it interesting that this is not the first Storm Bird Maverick that we've had. We had Storm Eagle in X1, so you can tell that they were running out of ideas for names here, and that's why they get kind of weird, the Maverick names, in the second half of the X Series 5 through 8. There is a robot ride platform. I'm not going to take it because of something I'm going to need later. You do have to shoot down those blue ships at the start to avoid a lot of headaches, because those things will shoot not only lasers but also giant homing missiles at you, which is no fun for anyone. I really wanted to go up here and get this for the energy tank, but now that's not possible. But by going down here, we pretty much off-screen this guy. That was just shooting at us earlier. And now, that's why I didn't take the robot ride armor. There was a heart tank on that, and this thing right here up at the top of the screen, that thing shoots a big red laser, and it destroys the platform that the heart tank was on. And if you don't get to it in time, you're going to have to start the whole stage over just to get the heart tank. Thankfully, I was kind of ready for that. Also, these blue things that just walk towards you and jump, they can be pretty relentless. And they can be pretty fast, too. Also, these things. It's always high missile, low missile, both missiles. Keep that in mind in case they keep firing at you. Really, I wanted to destroy these guys. And I did not want to die there. Thanks a lot, game. I have no idea where I'm at. Looks like we're going to find out after I do a little bit of exploration here. I may be near the okay, I'm right there. I'm past the heart tanks. Or the heart tank, rather. And I want to shoot these guys down in case they give me a hard time. Really? I can never be ready for that high missile. And if only these things would go away. There we go. Now we can get through this without being horribly maimed. Almost didn't make it there. And once we go past this ship, we go to Area 2. Of course I'd lose a life near the end. Why wouldn't I? Always happens. But now, we can not really have the rush through here, though we will have to destroy that wall and destroy this green thing that shoots this huge red laser at us, because they can be annoying. And you want to get on this platform. Ride it over the spikes. That little area up there, we will have to return there later with a certain set of abilities in order to get something where those spike walls are up there in the upper left. For now, though, we have ourselves a bit of a mini-boss. You just have to shoot this thing while avoiding getting shot by these green robots that shoot the big red lasers. I usually stick to normal lemon shots for all my shooting, because I do not want to horribly wreck my whole right hand, let alone my thumb, as I'm doing this. A few shots will destroy all these things anyway. I usually just stick to shooting the enemies that pop up in the lower and middle thirds of the screen, as I like to call them. The ones above where the boss will be, I just leave them alone. And you'll destroy this thing before you know it. Just remember to just destroy the thing on the right-hand wall. Whenever the iris is open, you can see the big red eye. I guess you could call it an eye. That's the part you want to shoot. Anyway, we are at the end. We go left after climbing up these ladders. And we go for the... Yeah, we do equip the aiming laser. Select weapon, press X. Good grief. So here's what I was talking about earlier. You have this little aiming reticle with these squares, these two spinning squares, indicating where you're going to be aiming when you press square. You move the square up and down with up and down on the control pad. And if any enemies run into these two spinning squares, you'll be able to lock on, press square and fire the aiming laser. This is going to be useful against Storm Owl, because this is the weakness for this Maverick. How dare you destroy my units! You'll pay for this with your life, Graham! Sorry about the little delay. I was trying to figure out how exactly Cedric sounded in King's Quest V, and I wanted to go with that. But anyway, we gotta get Storm Owl to run into the squares. He'll fly in and out at random elevations. And when he runs into the square, you'll lock on. You'll hear the little noise saying then it locked on. When that happens, you press square, you shoot him with the aiming laser. And there you go. Oh, watch out, X! I can't do Cedric from King's Quest V very well, forgive me. Double Cyclone fires vacuum cyclones left and right. Most effective when surrounded by the enemies and against Skyborn enemies. Nice. So that leaves us with what? Yeah, that does leave with 4. I'm about to say 5, but then I didn't get the Heart Taken Cyber Peacock stage, which I really wanted to get. But now that we have taken down Cyber Peacock and Storm Owl, there is one more Maverick left to take on, and that is Magma Dragoon. And we will be taking Magma Dragoon on in the next video. So join me next time for when we take on the last of the 8 Mavericks in this game. And then we go after the real big bads of the Repla Force. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!